Football is back, surprises in the NBA playoffs, and a full-on brawl this weekend in Le Classique. I'm Stephanie Fonseca, and buckle up because this past week has given us a lot to talk about. Football has finally graced our screens again, and with that came a whole lot of surprises. The Kansas City Chiefs and the Houston Texans opened up the 2020 season. The Texans stayed in the locker room as the Chiefs took the field for the national anthem. One of the Chiefs players kneeled. But both teams came together after the anthem in a moment of unity where both teams linked arms and held a moment of silence dedicated to the ongoing fight for equality. During the moment of silence, however, fans are heard booing, in which many were left disappointed in the fans' actions. JJ Watt shared his thoughts on the jeering, saying, "The booing was unfortunate during that moment. I don't fully understand that. There was no flag involved. There was nothing involved with that, besides two teams coming together to show unity." After that, the teams took the field in what was an outstanding game for rookie running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire for the Chiefs, breaking a total of 7 tackles on 25 carries, averaging 4.2 yards after contact per attempt, with 138 rushing yards and a touchdown in his very first NFL game. The rookie helped the Super Bowl champs in their win over the Texans. But for some rapid-fire news, Cam Newton led the Patriots to their first win of the season over the Miami Dolphins. The Washington football team is the only team in the NFC East with a win. Yeah, you heard that right. With the Giants, Cowboys, and Eagles all falling to their opponents in Week 1. And the game that had everybody talking about. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Saints faced off on Sunday, but things were not clicking just as Tom Brady wanted, and the Bucs fell to the Saints 34-23. But with surprises, Week 1 also had a handful of injuries to some very key players. Tight end George Kittle has a sprained knee, and head coach Kyle Shanahan says that they're going to wait and see if he's going to be able to practice later on in the week. Can't guard Mike won't be a problem for many of the Saints' opponents, as wide receiver Michael Thomas is expected to miss several weeks due to an ankle injury sustained on Sunday evening. Steelers running back James Conner also suffered an ankle injury, but the team is optimistic in Conner's timely return. And the Jets signed former Dolphins running back Kalen Ballage as Le'Veon Bell is put on IR after he sustained a hamstring injury in the Jets' loss to the Buffalo Bills on Sunday evening. On to Le Classique this past Sunday, Paris Saint-Germain took the pitch against Olympique de Marseille. PSG was trailing by a goal when Neymar and Álvaro González exchanged some choice words, to which Neymar later took to Twitter and alleges that González called him a monkey son of an expletive. Neymar responds with a knock to the back of González's head, and the refs deemed it as punishable. Right after the play, emotions hit an all-time high and a full-on brawl broke out. Legs flare, bodies hit the floor, and the ref lets his red card fly, giving not one but 5 players red cards, one of them being Neymar for the knock to González's head. As Neymar leaves the pitch, he is seen speaking to the 4th official, telling him about the alleged incident of racial abuse. After the incident, Neymar took to Twitter in a rage, claiming that the only thing he regrets is not hitting that idiot in the face. He continues saying that VAR caught his quote-unquote aggressions, but challenges the ref's call and asks if VAR will catch the alleged racist act by González. Since then, Olympique de Marseille put out a statement and is standing behind their player, claiming that Neymar's allegations have had substantial repercussions, subjecting González and his family to serious harassment. Marseille put out a statement saying that they are proud of yesterday's competitive victory over Paris Saint-Germain and states that it was won in a fair manner. They continue stating their support for their player and go on to say that González is not a racist and that he has never exhibited any racist behavior, as per his club and teammates. PSG also issued their statement on Monday, stating their support for Neymar, and the statement proceeds, saying the club underlined that there is no place for racism in society, football, or our lives, and asked everyone to speak out against all types of racism. After his tweets, Neymar took to Instagram stating that his actions and tweets were foolish and lacked wisdom, and that instead of revolting, he shouldn't have let his emotions get the best of him. And he proceeds in his statement saying, "Yesterday, I lost the game and I lacked wisdom. Being in the center of the situation or ignoring a racist act will not help, I know. But pacifying this anti-racism movement is our obligation so that the less privileged will naturally receive their defense. We will meet again and it will be my way, playing football. Stay in peace. You know what you said. I know what I did. More love to the world." According to the French Federation's rules, an act of brutality or a kick could be punished by a 7-game ban, and racist behavior could be a punishable offense of a maximum of 10 matches. League One's discipline committee will meet today to assess the sending off and the referee's report of Sunday's game. Taking a sidestep across the Atlantic and back to American soil, the NBA playoffs are well underway. The Lakers won the series over the Houston Rockets in 5, solidifying their spot in the Western Conference Final, as the LA Clippers blew a 3-1 lead. And the Denver Nuggets found themselves forcing a Game 7 on Sunday evening, shocking everyone who thought that the Clippers were going to be a dominant force to be reckoned with in the West. The Nuggets turned on the pressure and were too much to handle, and clipped the Western Conference Finals hopes right out of the LA Clippers' hands. This Game 7 win makes the Nuggets the first team in 74 years to ever come back 3-1 twice in the playoffs. The Eastern Conference Finals are here, and the Boston Celtics fall to the Miami Heat in overtime. With 12 seconds left, the Heat leading by 2, Celtics ball. Jason Tatum gets by Jimmy Butler and is eyeing the rim. He goes up for the poster and Bam Adebayo says, "Not in my house," solidifying the Heat's win over the Celtics 117 to 114. So what's your take on the LA Clippers? Are they just as much of a disappointment as Philadelphia? Or dare I say worse? Or did we simply undermine the ability of the Denver Nuggets team? Leave your take in the comment section down below. And I asked and you guys answered. So I'll see you guys back here next Wednesday for your weekly sports update.